In a lively town, there was a big, shiny house that seemed to touch the sky. Inside lived a boy named Oliver, ready for adventures. Oliver was no ordinary kid. He had everything a child could dream of: rooms full of the coolest toys, a closet bursting with colorful clothes, and a kitchen staff ready to whip up any sweet treat he wanted. Plus, above his bed floated a magical golden balloon, always watching over him. How awesome is that? You'd think a kid with all these cool toys would be super happy, right? But honestly, he felt lonely most days. The toys just sat there, and the sweets tasted like nothing. Even that shiny balloon couldn't lift the sadness in his heart. It was tough, you know? Every morning, Oliver would look out his tall window and watch the kids below. They laughed, ran around, and played with sticks, stones, and cardboard boxes. Their joy tugged at his heart, and he wished he could join them, feel the wind in his hair, and share their fun. But he felt too different, too grand for that, like a bird that couldn't fly. So, he convinced himself he was meant to be alone. One sunny morning, Oliver stared out his window when his golden balloon, sensing his sadness, broke free. It floated high over rooftops until it landed in a small, dusty park filled with laughing kids. There, the balloon finally found its resting place, bringing a little joy to the day. Oliver felt curious and raced down the stairs, past his quiet toys, and into the sunshine, heading straight for the park. As he got closer, Oliver heard kids laughing and playing. The sound of hoops rolling and balls bouncing filled the air. But what really grabbed his attention? A group of kids around his golden balloon. Oliver noticed the kids, their hands dirty and hair messy, totally lost in their games, sharing toys and laughing. In that moment, his heart felt a tug. Kids were lost in their games at the park. A girl with pigtails rolled a hoop like a pro, while a boy with a gap-toothed smile kicked a worn-out football. Others built a sandcastle. It was pure joy all around. As Oliver got closer, the kids spotted him. Their play paused, and all eyes were on the boy in fancy clothes at the park's edge. Mia, a bright-eyed girl, finally broke the silence. "Hey, why are you here?" Her innocent question hung there, challenging Oliver to explain why he was in their playground. The other kids waited, eyes fixed on him. Oliver hesitated, feeling out of place. In his world, people catered to him, but these kids didn't know his story and weren't afraid to ask questions. It was a whole new vibe for him. He glanced at his scuffed shoes, feeling shy. "I just came for my balloon," he said, pointing at the golden one on the grass. Mia giggled, breaking the silence. She spotted Oliver's balloon first. Always curious, she tilted her head and asked, "So, what are you gonna do with it?" Oliver frowned, unsure how to respond. He never really thought about what to do with his balloon, just always there, floating above. A gust of wind nudged the balloon toward Mia, who grinned and said, "Let's play with it." She turned to the other kids, excitement shining in her eyes. The kids all agreed and started finding ways to use the golden balloon in their games. Oliver watched, wishing he could join in and have fun with them. Mia noticed Oliver hesitating and smiled. "Hey, do you want to join us?" she asked, reaching out her hand. Oliver's heart raced. This was his moment to feel the joy he'd watched from a distance, to connect with the smiling kids reaching out to him. In that moment, Oliver couldn't say no. He took Mia's hand and whispered, "Yes, I want to play." Oliver jumped into the fun at the park, and the kids instantly welcomed him. They chased a golden balloon, played tag, and created wild imaginary worlds, their laughter ringing through the trees. What a blast! The golden balloon floated high, a true symbol of joy. As the sun set, the kids slowly started to head home. Mia beamed. "That was so much fun. Let's play again tomorrow." The other kids agreed with Mia, but Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that this happiness was slipping away like sand. He looked at the other kids and said, "I want to do something." The kids looked at him, curious about his next move. "I've got something cool to show you," Oliver said, pointing in the park. He took them to a small clearing with an old, worn shed. Oliver saw not just decay, but potential for something special. "What do you think we could do here?" he asked, his eyes twinkling with excitement. The kids thought for a sec, then Mia shouted, "Let's build a clubhouse." She was bouncing with excitement. The kids cheered and got to work, turning the old shed into a magical clubhouse. They decorated with colorful drawings, hung paper chains, and made a cozy den from blankets. For Oliver, it was more than just a play area. It was a safe haven. The clubhouse turned into a magical spot where kids could be themselves and let their imaginations soar. They dressed up as knights and princesses, staging epic battles with their golden balloon. The kids learned valuable lessons in the clubhouse, sharing toys and resolving conflicts peacefully while discovering the joy of giving. While playing in the park, the kids spotted a scared, skinny puppy hiding under a bush. They couldn't just leave it there. They quickly scooped up the puppy, feeding it snacks and giving it water. Before long, the little guy was wagging his tail and licking their hands. But the children knew they couldn't keep the puppy with them all the time, so they decided to take turns looking after it until they could find a good home for it. As evening approached, the children walked together towards Oliver's house. They had played all afternoon, and now they were tired and hungry. But as they approached the grand gates of Oliver's house, they saw a familiar sight. The gates were locked, and a sign hung on them, announcing that the house was to be sold. The children were shocked. Where would Oliver go? What would happen to him? They didn't know the answer. Rumors buzzed. Some said Oliver moved in with relatives. Others claimed he traveled far away. Oliver sat in his small, run-down room, surrounded by old toys that no longer made him happy. The golden balloon drifted above him, its cheer gone. Oliver looked out his window and saw kids playing in the park. Their laughter hit him hard, and he felt a wave of sadness. He missed their friendship and love. Oliver missed the golden balloon. Heart heavy, he slowly walked to the park, each step reflecting his emptiness. When the children saw Oliver approaching, their play stopped abruptly. They stared at him, their faces etched with surprise. "Hello," said Mia, her voice trembling slightly. "Where have you been?" Oliver looked at the children, his eyes filled with remorse. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I haven't been playing with you because I didn't have anywhere else to go." The kids felt Oliver's sadness and loneliness. "Come back," said a boy with a gentle voice. "We'll play together again." The kids happily welcomed Oliver back, playing and laughing until the sun set. From that day on, Oliver never played alone. He found real friends who accepted him for who he truly was. Every time Oliver looked up, the golden balloon reminded him of his true friendship. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like and stay with me by subscribing to the channel for more fun adventures for kids, animated stories. Thank you so much for watching this video.